Hi, I'm Ron Paulk. Recently I finished a project of building a computer desk in my RV. I needed a place to set up my computer other than at the dinette, which gets in the way when we're setting up for dinner. I wanted a place to set up my laptop and my mouse and my tablet and be able to work and just leave it sitting here when we're parked. Obviously I needed to be able to put this away quickly when we're on the road. It was an area that obviously I wanted cleared. The seat, the driver's seat, spins around as well as the passenger seat to extend the functionality of the RV. And so I took advantage of that to create this perfect little computer station. When I looked at it, looking for a place in the RV, this is only a 24-foot RV, so there wasn't any room to do it anywhere else. And so this seemed to be a natural place, and I considered a lot of options, mounting a typical RV plate on the floor with a tube or a pipe support that I could build a tabletop on, and I could pull the contraption apart and store it. But then I'd have to damage the vinyl on the floor if I ever wanted to remove it. In this case, I was able to attach it to the backside of a piece of cherry plywood on the dinette. And if for any reason I ever want to remove it, it is pretty easy to cover over those holes with some little cherry plugs. So what I did was just created this sort of banjo top with a dado in it, and I made this up out of two pieces of 1/2 inch laminated together, and then a bracket with just basically a spline that slides in to this groove. So all I have to do is slide it in, and I got plenty of support. So the next thing we'll do is go a little back in time, and we'll go look at SketchUp as I start to design this before the finished product is ready, and then we'll go into the shop and build it, and ultimately we'll install it. Okay, so I've kind of figured out what I wanted in the motorhome for a computer desk, and I have opened SketchUp and created a file that I'm calling Navion Computer Desk. So I have the idea in my head, I have the dimensions, I want to just work out the bugs in SketchUp real quick, have a model that I can at least print out a page on with some dimensions and take back to the shop. So I'm going to start with the rectangle tool by tapping the R key, and then I will just draw a rectangle, type in 36 by 14, so that'll give me 3 feet by 14 inches. And I'll be sitting right here with the driver's seat turned around from the middle over, so from 18 inches over. And then I'll be notching a section, creating sort of a banjo top, and I'll be connecting this edge of the top to the backside of the dinette. So I want a couple of guidelines. I haven't made a group yet, but I'll do that after I get this top drawn out. So we'll start with the T for tape measure, grab this edge, come over and reference the center point. You can see it locks in. I want this 4 inches. It'll wrap around the dinette 4 inches, give me a little more desktop space for inner. And then this section that'll be left will be 8 inches, which leaves me 2 inches. So I'll be notching out this and this. So I want to go into the surface, hit my L for line tool, where it intersects there, come to there, and come to there. And now I have 2 sections, hit my line tool again, come down, same thing down here, here, and here. And now I will just delete and delete. Okay, so that's the basic shape of the top. I will want to, I go ahead and delete the guidelines, edit, delete guidelines. I'm going to double click on it, that's a double left click, right click, and make a group. Don't need to make a component because I'm only going to have one instance of this. And next I want to make this 3/4 of an inch, so I will double click to get in the group, click on the surface, P for push pull, pull that up, 0.75, automatically assumes inches. And let's see, the only other thing I'm going to do, you'll see in the design, but I need to make a dado in this section here. So I will give myself a guideline that will be 3/8 of an inch in, so tape measure, 3/8 3/8 inch. And then this dado is going to be a 1/2 inch wide. So I will put 1/2 inch. And it is going to come down to where the notch goes. So I'm going to create a dado right here. You'll see why in a minute. So I will click on the surface. I'll hit my rectangle tool, reference right up there, come down to here. You can see I've broken it into 3 surfaces. I want to push this down 1/4 of an inch. P, push pull, down 0.25, enter. You can see I'm entering in 0.25 or 1/4. It doesn't really matter. I'm in the imperial dimensions and it just assumes. All right, so I will edit, delete guidelines again, and that's a group, so it's protected. Now I'm going to create a piece or bracket out of 3 pieces of wood that this will slide into. So this little dado is going to hold it from just falling out. So I think the piece of 3/4 plywood will, with the dado in it, will run in the plumb direction, and it'll be 4 inches. So I'll give myself a couple of guidelines. I can use this plumb line here as a reference. Just come out, and then again, it's just a reference point, 0.75, and then I'll give myself a horizontal reference point, and then I'll pull up 4 inches in the blue direction. Come on. There we go. 4, enter. And I'll do an R key for rectangle, and I'll draw that up. And let's reverse faces, make them all white. All right, and so I want to put the dado right in the center of this, so I can do the tape measure tool, drag down, find the center point. I know 1/2 of 3/4 is 3/8, so we'll come up 3/8 inch, and then I'll come down 3/4 or 0.75, enter. And then I want to have it about halfway through, so I'll just come in, which will be about 3/8. There we go. And I will now take the rectangle tool and just grab right there, go to there, and just all I have to do is delete this outside line, and that'll take care of the surface. All right, so I've got a dado now that this will drop into. And I came over just to verify. I got to make sure that I got the dimensions right. I think this was, yeah, 3/8, and this is 3/8 deep, so it will fit. I'm going to go ahead and make a group out of this. Make group so I don't have any problems with it. So I could take this and just take a look, and it should fit 3/8, because this is 3/8 and 3/8, and that matches up. All right, so now I am going to draw this out by clicking the surface, push pull, and just reference right down to that edge. All right, and then I will orient this around so you can see how it slides into that dado, and now I just need something to lock it in when I slide it in. So I'm going to do the same thing, make another rectangle, tape measure tool. I will come out in the green direction, 0.5, enter, which takes me to this edge there. It's going to go to the top there, and it's going to come to right here. So I will take, this is a group, so I can draw without worrying about the stuff automatically intersecting. So rectangle, draw it right into there, double click, right click, make group, orient it around, and get into the group, push pull, drag it right to the end of that one. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. What I'll do though, to make it a little simpler, I'll just grab that one, move, just tap the option key, give it a little plus. I will come down, drop it right there, then come underneath, double click, right, click again, push pull until it's flush with the bottom.
And now you can see it's kind of a key interlocking thing. All I have to do is make 2 dados, a 3/4 dado and a 1/2 inch dado. And we are good to go. So I will take that, shift click that, right click, make a group. So now I have 3 groups grouped into a single group. Edit, delete guides. And now I will copy the whole thing, move, copy. Leave one completely assembled. And you can see how it's going to work. If I take this and go move, and the hold shift, you can see how I'm going to, actually I'll do it the other way. Grab this, move, hold down the shift key so you can see how it'll come off and store, and then I'll just slide it in right up to there. So that's going to be the connection point. And I'm just putting a laptop and a portable drive and a mouse, pen and tablet would probably be in my lap. So that should be plenty strong to hold that in place. I can do a little test with it after I build it. And it's not going to take that much material. So the only other thing I want to do in SketchUp at this time is I will move this group out into space, green direction, just with the move tool, highlight over the little cross, rotate it 90 degrees so it's flat. I will then explode that group, and then I will grab, shift click these 2, move, and then move. Give myself a little space. Go to the top view. And then I will just come in and dimension it up. So overall, this thing is 3 feet. And 1'6". And 4 inches here, 8 inches here. I can remember all this, but you know, I'll just print it up real quick so I can get going in the shop, and if I get distracted, I'll easily be able to refer to this quick drawing. Again, I'm not really drawing a plan up, just a quick printout from SketchUp. I'd usually, if I'm doing a plan, I dimension in its sister program and output a serious set of plans with all the dimensions and details. And then the depth here will be 1/4 inch. All right, and then these guys, this one, I'll go ahead and do the depth while I got the side here. 3/8. Come back to the top view. Come over here, take the dimension tool, and these are all the same length, so I'll just dimension the length on one, and I will do the overall width. Same thing here, width. And the only other thing maybe is because these are 1/2 inch, I'll dimension that as well, just so I won't forget. So 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/4. Okay, and then I can show the spacing for the dado. Okay, and then the dado itself. All right, go back to top view. Got all my dimensions. Know exactly what I have to make here. Hit File, Save. And I'll go File, Print. This is printer stuff, not SketchUp stuff, so I'll hit print. All right, so I sent that to the printer. I will take that down to the shop and get started. So I'll end this video here with designing it, measuring it in the RV, and then drawing it in SketchUp. Again, these are simple little techniques in SketchUp that I have shown in other videos. It doesn't hurt to show you that just these simple little things of being able to make groups and draw geometry, you can sort of test everything out and do a little virtual product testing before you spend a lot of time in the shop. Okay, so go to the shop and see how it works out. So look for the next video on that. Thanks for taking the time to watch.